Welcome to the video, and today's topic is why most testosterone supplements do not work. Now, when it comes to most of us that recreationally go to the gym, we are always looking for something to optimize our wanted or expected results, whether that's our nutrition, our training regime, or whatever else other gimmick we try to make sure that we get maximal gains and that none of them are left on the table. But sometimes we go a bit far and we try and go to the dark world of supplements. So the dark world of supplements, luckily for most of us, are inaccessible because either too broke, too inexperienced, or just think that they are all useless, which is not completely true. But it is slightly true when you are buying a supplement to increase your testosterone level. Unfortunately, the FDA approved supplements, most of them that increase your testosterone levels, don't actually do just that. And in this video I'll be explaining exactly why. And so everything I'll be mentioning here is the stuff you can easily find at your local drugstore, your local pharmacy, whatever. None of the stuff I'm mentioning here is a tribute back to the old days and the dark world, the real dark world of the fitness industry. We won't be mentioning any of that stuff because we are all sure that stuff works. As a famous bodybuilder once said, if it is banned, it probably works. Those two variables, it being banned and it working, are unfortunately not mutually exclusive. They need each other and are dependent on one another. So if it works, it's probably banned. Starting with the first reason, they mostly just supplement nutritional deficiencies. So most of the supplements that you see that claim to raise testosterone only provide the minerals and vitamins that your body needs to synthesize testosterone naturally. Unfortunately, that means that it will increase your T, but only if you have a deficiency. So if you don't have a deficiency, which most of us probably don't, we probably get enough vitamins and minerals in our diets. Even if your diet is pretty bad, you probably still get enough vitamins and minerals. So if you get enough vitamins and minerals, because it's quite a low actual quota to synthesize testosterone, because it's so vital for our functioning, you probably don't actually need the extra vitamins and minerals you're getting from these supplements. So it's one of the biggest reasons. Second reason, as you can see on the whiteboard there, is the most obvious reason. None of these supplements are going to contain, if they are FDA approved that is, which they probably will be, none of them are going to contain any exogenous hormones. And as we know, the only effective way to raise any hormone levels would be to get that exogenously through a compound that mimics the same functioning as that hormone and therefore binds to the same receptors as that hormone. In the case of testosterone, that would be your androgen receptors. It would have to fool your androgen receptors to making it think that it's the same key as testosterone that fits into that lock. So unfortunately, none of these supplements do that. As mentioned previously, the first one, they only supplement deficiencies, so it's just vitamins and minerals, and that has a very low effect on any kind of endogenous production. So they don't contain any exogenous hormones, therefore, very low chance they're gonna have any real hormonal effect. Okay, so I may not have lied, but I didn't tell exactly the full truth. Exogenously is not the only way to technically increase hormone levels, you can also do it endogenously. So endogenously means from within, so within inside the body. So that is done through chemical messenger signals known as neurotransmitters. So certain compounds can mimic the function of a neurotransmitter and thereby naturally increase the production of a hormone by stimulating the pituitary gland. So in testosterone's case, that is possible. You could find a secretagogue for testosterone that signals to the pituitary gland to produce more testosterone. This is actually done through blocking an estrogen receptor, which strangely enough makes your body think that you have low estrogen and thereby signals to pituitary in a man, usually to produce more testosterone, because that's the only way he can get estrogen is to aromatize testosterone. And yes, men need estrogen too. So yeah, but I'll get into that maybe in a different video. But yeah, the second way is endogenously. So yeah, none of these, obviously, because they're FDA approved, will also be secretagogues. They won't be secretagogues, I can guarantee you of that. So they're not going to do that either. Now, bodybuilders use these secretagogues, of course, in the PCT protocol. That's called a post-cycle therapy. They use it to kickstart their natural testosterone production, because obviously your natural testosterone production completely shuts down when you take these extra PEDs. So they use it to kickstart it again so they can get it back running in a couple of weeks instead of months or years. So yeah, it's a second way people do TRT these days. So men are getting older, usually decide to take some testosterone replacement therapy. Some of them decide to go the more natural route, and they see these secretagogues as a more natural route because it's using your body's natural mechanism of stimulating the pituitary gland to produce your natural testosterone. So yeah, these FDA approved testosterone supplements, however, are not going to do this. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Man, you just crushed my hopes, my dreams. Maybe think I wasted all my money. So what the hell should I take instead? Now, there are a couple of things that actually work and still FDA approved, still effective. There's one thing they all have in common though, and they all outright do not claim to raise or alter any hormone levels. The only exception here might be vitamin D3 because it's been classified to have hormone-like effects. But yeah, whey protein, a very bioavailable, easily usable, complete protein source. If you're vegan, I get it. Rather just take a pea protein shake. It's almost complete. Creatine monohydrate, again, it's actually vegan, surprisingly. Derivatives don't come from an animal product. Muscle glycogen storage is its main function. More ATP to use for high intensity workouts. You eventually will put in more reps equals more volume equals more microfibril tears will eventually equal more muscle. Vitamin D3, like I mentioned, hormone-like effects. Very powerful, good for bone building, good for muscle maintenance, good for recovery, good for feeling good. Good for a lot of things. Vitamin D3 is just an overall king of a supplement. And it's legal. So yeah, definitely take some of that. And to overdose on it is very difficult. Even if you get enough sunlight and to synthesize enough endogenously, it's still apparently worth it. You get extra benefits from supplementing with vitamin D3. Next one, calcium. Everyone knows calcium is good for your bones. Even though there's controversy about how bioavailable calcium is in dairy now, taking supplement form is still very effective, with the caveat that you take vitamin K2, otherwise that calcium just ends up being in your bloodstream and clogging up your arterial walls. So again, always combine the calcium with vitamin K2 to make sure that the calcium ends up in your bones. Magnesium, good for recovery of muscles, so water retention, getting the fluid across the membrane, that kind of thing. Your recovery improves, therefore you can work out more. The more you work out, again, the whole cascade happens again, and it increases your muscular potential. Fish oil at the bottom there, that is mainly just omega-3s. Yeah, the omega-3 fatty acids. That is good for brain health, that is good for myelin sheath conduction. They've even proven now that because it improves the myelin sheath that is around neurons, it can actually improve the speed at which they fire, and thereby not just improve brain functioning, but also muscular strength. Because of course you have motor units that attach to your muscle fibers. So by improving that nerve conduction, you also improve the contraction of those muscles. So that is the list of the things that I know definitively do work. There's probably more out there, but I think this is a good list. Obviously don't buy all of them, you'll go broke. So just choose the ones with the benefits that you see most appropriate. So in conclusion, are all testosterone supplements useless? I would say no, because if you do have symptoms of low testosterone, also known as hypogonadism, then it is good to check if a nutritional deficiency isn't the reason. Either you're not getting enough in your diet, or your synthesization rate of testosterone requires too many building materials, requires too many of these vitamins and too many of these minerals, because the conversion rates of these things are very bad, and thereby you need just large quantities of these materials to synthesize your natural production. Those two scenarios are definitely one of the potential causes of hypogonadism. So it is worthy to check these supplements out and to see if it actually does make a bit of a difference, because it could potentially may, if that's your problem. But if you know that you clinically don't have low testosterone, or you don't have any other symptoms, there's a very slim chance it will actually help you. Again, if you do have other symptoms of low testosterone and these don't work, then it's time for medical intervention, because that tells us something else is wrong. Maybe there's something wrong with your HPTA axis. Maybe there's something wrong with your androgen receptors. Maybe there's something wrong with your pituitary gland itself. These are multiple factors that could be the issue. And usually the route to go is testosterone replacement therapy these days, which could dramatically improve your quality of life. So, yeah, they're not useless. They just are supposed to be used under very niche circumstances.